What's going on, guys? Clifton Denny with On Your Own Outdoors. Hey guys, so we're getting tuned up here in Arkansas, and actual season comes in this weekend. So hey, while we're talking about deer season coming in, it's early season, and you know early season, if you're hunting on public land, is a public land grind. And so anyways, guys, what we're going to talk about today is the Moultrie Edge. It's the new cell camera out by Moultrie this year. So everybody knows that I'm a big fan of these cell cameras, but not near as big as my wife. And so anyways, my wife got this thing, and so we're going to talk about what this is. This is an unboxing, right? So we're going to talk about, guys, the things that this says it's going to do versus their old models. And then we're actually going to talk about their app a little bit today as well, because I think their app is like absolutely outstanding, right? So the first thing we're going to talk about, guys, is the app and what all the app has to offer. So number one, weather app, already has it. Number two, this thing has what it's called a species recognition, right? And so basically what happens is you can put that thing on doe, and it's going to show you all the pictures in your thing of a doe. You can put it on buck, it's going to show you all the pictures of a buck. I thought that was kind of wild, but I promise you will be surprised. It actually does work. So another thing about the app is it creates charts for you, and it shows your movement times versus the cameras that you have. So basically, guys, think about it like this. So it's got a moon phase, it's got a time, and it's got a temperature. So it will show you at what temperature you peak out in your movement. It'll show you at what point in time during the moon phase that your peak activity was, and then time. It's going to show you throughout that 24-hour window where your peaks are and where they fall off. I promise you right now, if I pull mine up, it's going to hurt my feelings, because I just looked at it a while ago and everything's at like 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock at night. But we got a new moon, so hopefully that's fixing to change and right here in time for bow season. So that's absolutely outstanding, right? So let's actually go ahead and talk about the camera itself. And what I want to talk about whenever I talk about this camera are issues. I want to talk about issues that we all have with all the game cameras, right? So number one, battery. Battery is always an issue. It is what it is, especially if you're running over feed, because you get a lot more photos. Moultrie Edge, this new camera here, has a new cool feature. So batteries are also expensive. So they have a feature where you can put 8 batteries in it and it will run this camera. If you have it in a more remote area, you can put 16 in it and it'll run obviously twice as long. So just keep that in mind whenever you go buy this camera. If you have it somewhere close to the house or whatever that you're out there all the time, this camera will run off of 8. But if you have it in a more remote location, you've got it way back on a piece of property, you're trying to stay out of that bedding area, it does have the options to go ahead and throw another 8 batteries in it, so you get that longevity on battery life. So that takes away the battery life, right? What's the second thing? And I don't care what camera you have, this pisses me off, and I'll say it out loud, and it is SD cards. There are 1,000 SD cards. I'm always going to buy the cheapest one and throw it in my camera and hope that that one works. And then after a week, I'm going to go check and it didn't work. So Moultrie Edge, no SD card required. You heard me right. It has an internal memory, so you do not have to run an SD card with it. When we talked about the batteries a minute ago, one cool thing about this cell camera versus some of the other ones, you can do remote changes on it. So you can do everything from the app. So if you wanted to change a setting on the camera, you can do that from the app. So we've already got the longevity of the battery life. We've already got take out the SD cards. And here we go for the home run. Boom, watch it go to the fences, right? So AT&T, Verizon, I don't know what all the other ones are, T-Mobile and whatever. No network required. So with this one, it doesn't matter what kind of network you have, you can pick it up with this camera. So that is phenomenal, and it's all inside. No cards, no little SIMs cards, no nothing. It is all internal. So the last thing we're gonna talk about this thing is IR LED arrangement. So what these guys are claiming with this is that it will reach out to 80 foot. That is insane. 80 foot? Like, come on, man, 80 foot? But I promise you guys, hey, look, if you've seen any of my other videos, you can guarantee we're gonna test this out. So we're gonna go ahead right now and go through what I'm gonna do on this test. So this is part 1 of a part 2. This is the unboxing, guys, and what we do with the unboxing, we tell you everything this thing is supposed to be able to do. And then part 2, I will actually take it out and we're gonna do that. So Bowman and I, which is my son, if you don't catch all my videos, we're fixing to walk out behind the house and we're gonna put out a bait pile. I'm gonna set this camera over the top of one of my non-cell cameras because I like to see, is it catching all the photos? Am I getting all the photos of my phone? What does the pictures look like? What does the quality look like? That kind of thing. And then what we do is after about a week, I'll go pull that camera, we'll bring it up here, I'll stage it on one of the trees behind me, and then I will simply like ratchet strap a a set of deer horns on the front of my side-by-side, and I will drive by at 5 miles an hour at like 10 yards, at 10 miles an hour at like 10 yards, and then 5 miles an hour at like 20 yards, and then 10 miles an hour at like 20 yards. So we can see how blurry are those horns. Because when it's rut, we've got these cameras out, that's huge. Like, I don't want to have to worry about, it's just a big blur on top of its head. I want to know what I'm going after. So anyways, guys, the last thing we're going to talk about this thing is it does have a video option. You've got HD, you've got 720 megapixels. The trigger speed on this camera is supposed to be super good. It is 0.85 of a second, right? So that's pretty quick. You've got the 80-foot radius. You've got extended battery life. You've got no SIMs card to connect to the networks. And then finally, you have the no SD card. So you don't need anything but a camera and your phone. Oh, and by the way, now they have a new scan option. So supposedly, instead of fighting with all these cell cameras, you can just scan the barcode, whoop, whoop, hooks it up. So we're gonna talk about all that in part 2, go through all of that and tell you how difficult it was versus how easy it was. Does it actually get 80-foot pictures? Do the batteries last a whole lot longer? Is it getting the really good videos? Is it really fast whenever it takes the photos? We're going to run through every bit of that. And lastly, and we've already hit on it once, but we're going to talk about it one more time, is do not forget the plus side of this app. I promise you guys, right now I have 2 of the older versions of the Moultrie cameras. I paid like $62 for them on walmart.com. And they are absolutely bulletproof. Now, I'm not going to say the lights always work just right, but they are bulletproof. If you have one of those, just know when you turn it on, just stand there for a minute, because maybe the lights don't light up like it's supposed to. Move around in front of it, you're probably gonna get that photo anyways. I don't know why, but one of mine, I had an issue with that, and it still works just fine. I just have to stand there and hit the test so I can get a photo. But the big deal about that camera and this camera is the app. The app is phenomenal. You've got weather, you've got deer data, you've got doe deer data, you've got buck deer data, you've got moon phase data, you've got time data, and you've got the temperature data, and it creates a chart for each one of those. So hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit like, don't forget to subscribe. We will be back in about 2 weeks with the second part of this video where we actually run through everything that I just talked about. So I'll show you the app, I'll show you how easy it hooks it up. We're gonna run through all the tests out here in the yard, and then we're gonna get this right back out to you. So hey guys, I appreciate y'all for watching. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that little follow button, and share it with a buddy, because I guarantee you Arkansas season opens up this weekend, but I might go to Kansas. I ain't made up my mind yet, but we'll figure it out, guys, and we'll see y'all from a tree later this week. Good hunting.